What is up, guys? Today we're going to talk about anxiety and depression, living with anxiety. And I'm talking about proper anxiety, not the one where people just get a bit fed up and say, oh yeah, I've got depression and anxiety. I'm talking about real life-changing anxiety and depression, what stops you from living the life that you want to live. The trouble is, the word's been so overused now that it means nothing. It's like calling someone a nonce online. When I was growing up, if you called someone a nonce, then it meant something because you knew you didn't use that word unless it was 100% proper. Whereas now everybody's using it, so it don't really mean much. And it's the same with anxiety and depression. People, they'll get a bit fed up and they'll say, oh yeah, you've got depression, I've got anxiety. And they really haven't. But anyway, that's where, it don't get the big views when I talk about this sort of stuff. And it's not all about the views, but anybody who does YouTube will tell you it's nice when you get big views and the subscriber count goes up, but what gets the views is drama, and I don't want to be a drama channel. I don't mind doing it, I like having a laugh with it, but I don't want to do it all the time. There's plenty of channels out there that do it. I mean, Video Craig, he's good at it. Dr. Rackpull, these guys, they've already handled it. So I don't want to be just another drama channel. I want my videos to mean something and to try and help people. And it does, because I get people coming up to me in the street and telling me, saying, oh man, I watch you on YouTube, your videos, I enjoy them, they make me laugh, they help me out, they've helped me. If I was at a low point, I watch your videos, it cheers me up. And that's what it's all about for me. And so that's why I'm going to talk about anxiety and depression. Now, you all know my story. I used to be a drug addict, and I used to be on copious amounts of Valium. Valium are really good if they're used correctly, because they break down barriers. If let's say you wanna go for a tattoo, or you're going to the dentist or something, and you don't want to go because you're nervous, you're worried, pop a Valium, and you'll just, no problem, because it breaks down the barriers. You can have Valium and you can feel confident. It's kind of like having an E, but not on that level. And so used correctly, they're brilliant. But if you get addicted to them, the detox is one of the worst. It lasts forever. It's horrible. And you only have to have them consistently every day for like 3 weeks, and then you'll become an addict. I was having, as soon as I woke up, I would have 10. And then at night time, last thing at night, I'd have another 10. So I was having like 100, 200 mil a day at least. So they're really good if you use them correctly, but if you abuse them, then when it's time to get clean off them, you really detox really hard. It's a really bad rattle. It lasts for months. And the anxiety, what you've been keeping at bay, comes back tenfold. So, you're no worse off. In fact, you're worse than where you are. And that's what happened to me when I first got clean. I mean, I did my detox raw and it was horrible. It nearly killed me. But I got through it, and probably about 3 months later, I was ready to leave the house. Now, when you're an addict, you don't care about your appearance, like going in the shower, getting your hair cut, washing your clothes, fresh, clean bedding. You don't care about none of that. All you care about is drugs. And so my hair got really long, and I got to a point where I was just cutting it myself. That's how much I didn't care. I'd just get some scissors, just pull it and just go, and it looked an absolute mess. So when I got clean, 3 months after I got clean, I was ready to go to the hairdresser. Then I was dreading it, I was putting it off, but I knew I had to go. And then when I finally went there, I was really bad at this point. This is why I'm telling you, because I have to show you where I was. I went to the hairdressers and I got the courage up. I'm like, right, I'm going in. I went in and I sat down in the chair, and all I was thinking was, oh, just hurry up, get it done, and let me get out of here. But the woman, she was a lovely woman. She was talking and chatting. I'm just like, oh, God, hurry up. And I started feeling like I could feel myself burning up. I started sweating. I could feel the anxiety kicking in. And then she's got these hair clippers going, and it was just like, and I could feel myself building up, and I was just thinking, hurry up. And she went on for ages. And just when I thought she'd finished, my hair looked all right, I was just ready to get up. She started on the other side, talking again. I was like, fucking hell. It got to the point, it felt like 10 hours. It was probably only 5-10 minutes, but it felt like forever. And it got to the point where I just had to pretend I was late for an appointment. I saw the clock in the mirror behind me, and I said, "Oh, it's 11 o'clock." And she says, "Yes." "Oh, I'm late. I've got to go." And she says, "Oh, I've nearly done." I'm like, "No, it's all right, thanks." Just bunged her 20 quid and shot out the door like a whippet. Fast as fuck, boy. And that's what it's like living with anxiety. You know, it's horrible. It consumes your everyday life. And I've got to a point now where, I mean, there was a point where I couldn't even order a pizza. I spoke about this before because I was worried about the interaction with the delivery driver. Even though it's only 2 seconds, you know, I just couldn't do it. And there was one time when I went in a chip shop, and I went in, I was walking past it, and I thought, "Oh, there's nobody in there. You know, I can just get straight in, straight out. I want nobody there, you know." So I've gone in, I've paid. I says, "Oh, can I have fish and chips?" Paid for it. And she's pulled it out of the thing and said, "Oh, put it in the batter." She said, "It'll be 5 minutes." I was like, no. I was fucking gutted. I was sat in the corner. And I'm getting, again, it started burning up, you know. Started getting anxiety. And I was like, fuck, people started coming in. And then the kids coming in, shouting and screaming. I was like, ugh. I had to get out. And that's how bad it was. And I didn't even get my stuff. I just bailed and just shot out of there. There was a time when I was in the shop. And there was nobody in the shop. So I went in, I thought, right, straight in and out, got some milk. And as I was going to the desk, somebody came in and I was like, oh, no. She had a big wedge of fucking lottery tickets and she was getting gas and electricity. And I was like, fuck. And I could feel myself burning up and sweating and I fucking just had to get out again. So that's where I was at. I couldn't live my life how I wanted to live it because it was so bad. And then I started doing YouTube. And as I was doing videos, it didn't really dawn on me that people might recognize me. You know, that wasn't even in my mind that someone might recognize me in the street. I was just enjoying doing videos and getting out my emotions and interacting with people in the comments. And then one day, I was shopping somewhere and out of nowhere, this couple came up to me, a lovely couple. They just wanted to say hello, say, "Oh, we watch your videos." But I wasn't expecting it, you know, and they came up and said, "Oh, Paddy, how you doing? And we watch your videos." And I was just, it's like I had a panic attack, you know, my brain just shut down. I couldn't think. I started sweating and burning up, and I was like, fuck. And I just had to get away. And then when I started getting back to normal again, when it had passed, I started overthinking, then thinking, "Oh man, I bet they think I'm a right knobhead now. I bet they, you know, all they wanted to do was say hello," and I just couldn't say it because I just shot through and had a panic attack. And then you start, you know, for the next 3 days, I'm thinking about it. Like, it's horrible. You get caught up in your own head. And that's what it's like living with anxiety. And it still bothers me, but nowhere near that level now. It's ongoing. I'm getting better. I'm trying to go out more. I'm trying to do videos. I want to reach a point where I can go up to people and start talking to them and stuff. At the moment, I just drive by and film as I'm driving by. But I do get recognised a lot in the street now. And it's not just like every now and again, it's like 2 or 3 times. If I go somewhere, somebody will recognise me. And the thing with me is I'm bipolar as fuck. You know, 1 minute I'm up here, buzzing, laughing, and the next minute I'm down here. And I guess if you see me, I don't want to put people off from saying hello. You know, I really don't. I want to be approachable. I always try and be polite. And if somebody comes up to me and says, "Oh, we watch your videos," you know, I'll try and have a chat with them, try and have a laugh. But it depends if I'm up or down. Like the worst, if I'm really down and someone comes up, I'll say, "Oh, thank you very much," and then, you know, just get away. But if I'm up, then I'll be like, "Oh yeah, let's," you know, I'll have a chat with them and have a laugh. And that's what it's like living with anxiety. 1 minute you're up here, and then the next minute I'm in an hotel room, suicidal, fixing to jump off the roof. You know, that's what I feel like, and that's what it's like living with anxiety and depression. It's an everyday battle. It can flare up at any minute, and it really winds me up when people say they've got anxiety and depression and they really haven't. I mean, there's a guy, a lovely lad from Doncaster, he's a singer called Youngblood, really successful. He's got his little crowd, and he's a guy who dresses as a woman on stage with all the goths, and, you know, he's interacting with his fans and cheering with them and jumping around with them. And then he's doing videos saying, "Oh yeah, I've got anxiety and depression." There's no way you've got anxiety. No way. You won't be able to do none of that if you had anxiety. Not real anxiety. But people just overuse the word so it means nothing. And not against Youngblood. I think he's the best thing to come out of Donny. What he does is amazing. He's obviously, it's not my type of music, not my type of scene, but he brings people together. He's a real breath of fresh air to come from Doncaster. And then you get other people like that, Brian Harvey. He's there saying he's got anxiety and depression. You haven't got fucking depression, you're just a Mardy cunt. Every video he's whinging and moaning. I can't imagine working with that guy. He's a nightmare. Every single video he's bloody moaning about something, and he's chasing delivery drivers because they've got his meal wrong and putting them on camera and confronting them. And I'm like, if you had anxiety, you would not be doing none of that. You know, he hasn't got depression, he's just a miserable twat. But like I said, people overuse the word, so now when you say you've got depression, it doesn't mean anything. And when you're an addict, a recovering addict, it's even worse because there's no help. Like, I go to the doctors now, and I'll talk to them, I'll say, I've got anxiety, and they'll be nice as pie until they get your records up, and then they'll see recovering addicts or drug addicts, whatever. They don't want to know. And all they do is throw depression pills at you. You know, just they must have like a criteria what they have to meet, where any drug addicts come in and ask for out, or they're just trying to get pain pills, or they're just trying to get Valium. So don't give them out. Just give them depression tablets and get them out the door. So I can't go in and say I've got anxiety, and because they'll just say, oh well, here's some metazapine. You know, just drink water and get some fresh air. They don't want to know. So that's why I do these videos, because it helps me, and in turn, you know, it helps other people, because they come up and they tell me, they say, fucking, I love watching your videos. It really helps me, and you know, if I can, and I'm doing it by example. I'm not just talking about it. There's a lot of talkers out there, and there seems to be like a running thing, what people always say. They say, oh, you're a funny guy, and you're also one of the realest people on YouTube, one of the most genuine. And that's because, like, I saw this kid the other day, we were having a chat, he was a lovely lad if you watch this, and he shouted me on my bike, and we was having a little chat and talking about Brett, mate, because I've got this, because I'm getting troll comments now, because I backed Brett, and he said to me, he says, oh, I like watching your videos. He says, but I don't know how you've got the balls to do what you do, you know, when I do the silly punch bag things and somewhat make a tit of myself. And he says, I don't know how you've got the balls to do it. I wish I could do that. And I said, well, mate, I've done so much fucking stupid shit over the years, from being a drug addict, from being a crackhead, that nobody expects anything from me, you know. I can be myself, I can do whatever I want, because nobody expects anything from me. Most people won't do what they want because they'll think, oh, my mates might not find that funny, or my family members might not approve of that, whereas I don't give a shit, you know. I've done so much. I've had public meltdowns on Facebook. The list goes on and on and on of the stupid shit I've done when I've been a drug addict or on Valium. So now I can do what I want, and nobody cares. You know, it's like, oh, well, that's what he does. So I've made myself look so stupid over the years, so much that it's maxed out. And yeah, I could go out tomorrow. I could marry a fucking clown transvestite woman. Nobody would be like, yeah, that's Paddy. But anyway, yeah, that's what it's like living with addiction. You know, it's living with anxiety and depression. 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down, and you can't. There's been times where I'll be sat somewhere and somebody will come in and they'll be laughing and shouting and having banter, and I'll be sat there thinking, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could, you know, talk, because I struggle to communicate, because I've been in prison half my life. I've been fucking homeless. I've been in the world of addiction, like a little bubble. So all the normal things what people might take for granted, you know, I struggle with that. But I'll tell you one thing, like when I was going for my haircut, right, what I do now is I tell the truth, right? And it's the best way. Truth is the best policy, right? Because I went into the hairdressers, right? I've got an hairdresser now, I go to, she's a lovely woman, one of the few English hairdressers in Doncaster, and I went in, and she says, oh, what do you want then? I says, listen, I don't care what you do, just cut my hair, you know, I've got anxiety, I'm struggle being out, coming to the hairdressers, so just do whatever you can, quick as out, and I'll get on my way. And she said, yeah, no problem. So she just comes, fast as out, and I'm gone. And it's because I've been honest, you know, I don't have to worry about them chatting and taking ages now. And that's the best way. And it's like that in life. There was so many times where I've been doing things I didn't want to do just because I felt obligated to do them. Like, say the neighbours saying, oh, will you cut my grass? And I'd be like, fuck, I don't want to cut your grass, but I'll do it because I didn't want to say no. But then they start asking for more. Oh, my telly's broke, can you do my telly? I'm like, fuck, and I'm feeling like I've got to go around there because I felt obligated. And it was getting more and more, and it got to a point where they were asking me to chop a tree down because leaves had blown onto the garden. I'm like, so I just went, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing no more. That's it, done. And and I'm so much happier now. It was a bit frosty at first, you know, when I'd see him in the street, you know, I'd feel a bit guilty but they don't ask me to do out anymore now, and it's because I said no. And now they leave me alone, I leave them alone, you know. I don't ask them for no, they don't ask me for no. And there's so many times where I was doing it because I felt obligated. And I saw a movie once, not long ago actually, I think it was See No Evil. And this couple went to this other couple's place in this movie, and they knew something was wrong. They knew they wanted to leave, but they didn't want to upset him, so they stayed there, you know. And they knew something was wrong, but they were saying, "Oh, we can't leave because they'll get arse on," you know. And in the end, he ended up killing his missus and trying to kill him. And he says to him, "You know, why didn't you go? Why did you stay here? Why did you let us do all this?" Well, no, that was it. She says, "Oh, why are you doing all this?" And the bloke says, "Because you let us," you know. And that's a perfect metaphor, or I don't know what it is, but that's a perfect thing on life. You know, if you feel uncomfortable, you don't want to do something, just say, "Nah, I don't want to do that," and just walk away. I did it at the allotment the other day. Some woman came up and says, "Oh, I need these stones moving. I'll give you 20 quid. Can you do it in the morning?" And I just said, "No, can't be asked," and just walked away. And now it's a little bit frosty, but you know, she don't keep coming back and asking me now, because she was before. So yeah, I think the honesty is the best policy. Just be honest with people, and then you won't be doing what I'm doing, especially stuck with anxiety. It's not easy going around to people's houses cutting grass and stuff when you've got anxiety. So the best thing to do is just say, "Look, no, I don't want to do that." and yeah, but that's what it's like living with anxiety. It's an ongoing thing. I'm out every day. I'm trying to integrate with people a little bit each time, and yeah, so keep going. That's the video for today. If you like this video, press the thumbs up. What time is it? Subscribe to the channel. Bonjour.